Welcome back to my channel, Notes Explained. If you are really helped by my notes and want to thank me for doing so, please subscribe my channel so that you get updates all the time. The second chapter of the book Beehive is The Sound of Music, and it has two parts. The first part is Evelyn Glennie listens to sound without hearing it, and it has been written by Deborah Cowley. The main character of the chapter is Evelyn Glennie, and she is a Scottish girl. Here we can see that she was deaf due to some gradual nerve damage. Until she was 11 years old, she could speak very well, but the problem has already started when she was 8. Though she was deaf, she somehow learned French and even mastered Japanese. She made music alive when she was only 16 years old, and she could express music very beautifully. But apart from all these things, she was a strongly determined person and a very workaholic person. An incident which made her mother believe that Evelyn was really having a problem was when she was 8 years old. Evelyn was waiting to play the piano, and when her mother, Isabel Glennie, called her to play the piano, her name was called but she didn't hear. At that moment, her mother realized that she couldn't hear clearly. The matter was thus confirmed when she was 11 years old, and her marks gradually deteriorated. Her headmistress urged her parents to go to a specialist where she could get a better treatment. It was also discovered that she couldn't hear because of gradual nerve damage. Her parents was advised to give her hearing aids and better send her to a deaf school. Evelyn may be deaf, but she was a very determined person. She once noticed a girl playing a xylophone very beautifully, and at that moment she decided that she too wanted to play. But many teachers discouraged her. But among them there was one person who was a percussionist, and he was Ron Forbes. He spotted her potential. He advised her not to hear through her ears, but sense it in some other way. In order to do so, he tuned two large drums to different notes, and Evelyn suddenly realized that she could feel the higher drum from her waist up and the lower drum waist down. In this way, she concentrated more on her body parts, and slowly and gradually she knew how her body parts helped her in hearing and feeling the music. Evelyn could also hear through other body parts. Her skin helped her, cheekbones, even her hair. And she even realized that she could sense the sound passing up the stick in her fingertips. She felt the resonances flowing into her body by leaning against the drum. At times, removed shoes so that she could feel the vibrations of the instruments. In this way, she opened her body and mind to sounds and vibrations. A young girl who was discouraged at times when she was small was now 16 years old, and she toured United Kingdom with youth orchestra. She decided to make music her life. When she was 17, she auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music, and here she scored the highest marks in the history of the Academy. In this way, she moved from orchestral work to solo performances, and she captured most top awards at the end of her 3-year course. Evelyn may be deaf, but she was unique in her own way. She got right to the top. She became the world's most sought-after multi-percussionist, and she mastered 1,000 instruments. And in the process, she had a very hectic international schedule. As she was deaf, so she had many tricks in order to understand what the people standing in the opposite direction saying to her. So she often watched their lips and the whole face to guess what was said. But the only problem that she had was that she couldn't understand or sense what was said by men who had beard. Her talent had led her win an award, and in 1991 she got the Royal Philharmonic Society's prestigious Soloist of the Year award. Apart from all these things, she also did some charity work. She gave free concerts in prisons and hospitals, gave high priority to classes for young musicians. She had also given inspiration to handicapped people and even given enormous pleasure to millions. Many had commented on her. James Place was one who said that God may have taken her hearing ability, but He has given something extraordinary to hear. What we hear, she felt far more deeply than any of us. And it is through these vibrations and whatever she felt through her body parts that she could express music very beautifully. Handwritten of Beethoven Fund for Deaf Children once said that Evelyn is a shining inspiration for the deaf children because in this way she had encouraged many deaf children, not only deaf but even many other disabled. They also now believe that though they may be disabled but they can do it, there is also a unique talent in each one of them. Many handicapped people had also said that if she can do it, I can. So see the strong belief that the people had just by seeing a person who was deaf. They also had the belief that see, if she can do it, then why can't we? The story is a moral lesson not only to the disabled people but also for us normal people who at times believe that we don't achieve a thing and when failure comes to us, we get disheartened. But we should not be so. We should always be determined and work very hard, for success comes to the people who work very hard.